everybody, Paul Akers here. I want to welcome you all to Japan. I know you're coming on the Japan study mission. I want to go over a couple very important things you come here so the trip is just fantastic for you. And number one, Japan is really all about two things: respect for people and respect for resources. And if you come here with this heightened sense of respect, you're going to have an incredible time. And our hosts are going to ingratiate themselves to you a lot more. They're going to be able to feel a lot more friendly towards you, and they're really going to want to help you. So the number one thing when you come to Japan is when someone hands you a business card, you want to make sure you hand your business card to them right side up, just like this, with two hands. And when you grab their business card, you also want to grab their business card like this and bow. Be very respectful. This is a very important tradition. You don't just grab the card and stick it in your pocket. Oh, yeah. That's not the way it's done in Japan. It's very respectful, very deliberate, and just like this. So this will help you a lot. So they hand you the business card, you hold it, bow, very good. And then when I hand my business card to her, I put it face forward so she can read it and hand it back. These are very important traditions, and it'll go a long way in making your trip to Japan awesome. Another thing is, when we go into their conference room, they're going to give you a perspective on their company so you know a little bit about it. But I don't want to leave that behind, because that basically says, hey, you're really not that important. So we want to grab that, put it in our backpack, or take it with us. So when we leave the conference room, we want to leave that conference room perfect. We want to push the chairs in. We want to grab the perspective. If they've given you a bottle of water, we want to take the bottle of water, particularly if you drank some out of it. We don't want to leave that behind. We want to push the chair in. We just want to be very conscious of the fact these people are helping us, and we don't want to make more work for them by making their whole conference room disheveled. And it really shows this high level of respect, and it's very important in the Japanese culture. Another thing is you might want to wear slip-on shoes. Now, I wore tie shoes right now, but if you want to come to Japan, you're going to find you're going to be taking your shoes on and off all the time. So if you have slip-on shoes, it'll be a little easier on you. You don't have to, just a suggestion. I don't always wear slip-ons, but sometimes it can be very, very helpful. Another thing is when we're on the bus, we want to make sure that we leave the bus clean. We don't want to leave a bunch of trash behind. We just want to be very thoughtful. The bus driver will really want to serve us more if we don't leave this chaotic bus behind every time we leave. And we shouldn't think to ourselves, hey, somebody else is going to clean up after us. We should think, hey, we're going to be respectful of the people around us so we don't make more work for them. Another thing is when we're taking notes in the conference room, we can take it on our iPhone, we can write it down on a piece of paper, whatever you want to do, but we want to be paying attention to our hosts as they're talking to us. We definitely do not want to be answering emails or text messages or anything like that. Now, we're going to provide Wi-Fi routers for you, so real time, if you want to send a picture back to your team or a note back to your team, there's no problem with that. But we don't want you to be disengaged from what the host is doing. We want you to be totally engaged in what's going on. Another thing is we're not going to provide notebooks for you. You're going to have to bring those yourself, because half the people want notebooks, half the people don't want notebooks. We provide them for everyone. We're throwing a bunch of stuff out. That's waste. This is a lean tour, not just to see lean practices, but the way we conduct it and put the tour together, we want to be extremely efficient. We're trying to spend your dollars effectively so you can learn lean and not waste anything, and we don't waste anything. Because wouldn't that be crazy to come on a lean tour and then be wasteful? We don't want to do that. Another thing, and probably the thing that I like best about the Japanese, is they're so polite. Everywhere you go, they're going to be bowing, and they're going to be saying, Ohio gozaimasu. It's just wonderful. It's a wonderful culture. But when we leave the factories, the factory owner will come out, and the people that gave us the tour will come out, and they'll begin to wave. And when they wave, we want to stand up out of our bus seats, and we want to wave to them. And don't just wave a little and then sit back down. We want to wave till they're completely out of sight. It's part of the custom. You'll see them waving, and it's just a really cool thing. We want to make sure we pay respect to them, and we do that. And you're going to just enjoy this trip so much if you just pay attention to a couple of these little nuances. And to be honest with you, I wish I knew about all this when I first came, but I learned it, and now we've made a video to kind of allow you to feel the beauty of this culture and all we can learn from it. Oh, another thing, don't put your hands in your pocket like this. It basically says, hey, you don't matter. If you're going to hold your hands, hold them to your side, no problem. If you're going to put them in front of you, put your left hand over your right hand. Why? Because as warriors, they would fight with their right hand. If you put your left hand over your right hand, it basically signals you're coming in peace. You put your hands behind your back, no problem. But these little nuances will make all the difference in the world as we engage our Japanese hosts. We want to be on time, and on time in Japan does not mean if we tell you to be there at 8 o'clock at the bus, you should be there at 10 minutes before 8. Be there early. because to be there late is really disrespectful. We want to be punctual and thoughtful about everything we're doing. So we'll see you in Japan on the Japan Study Mission.